All right, guys, Hidden Wisdom 2020 here. So today we are going to hit a subject that we really need to know. There are things that Christians need to know, and then there are things that Christians really need to know. And the reason that Christians really need to know this is because it's a truth that has been hidden from Christians and Christianity, because the religious system since Jesus' day has always been run by men with foul agendas. And so, here we go. The rapture, or harpazo, or maybe one and the same. First of all, the word rapture doesn't mean caught up in the air. The word rapture means changed, like in 1 Corinthians 15. The word harpazo means caught up in the air. That's 1 Thessalonians chapter 4. Now, there is this thing, and everybody seems to say, well, when it comes to the rapture, no man knows the day or hour. Wow, here we go. No man knows the day or hour. Please, if you don't know what I'm talking, some of you guys already know where I'm going with this because you've been following me for a while and you've been following some people that I know. But if you don't know what I'm talking about right now, you really need to pay attention. No man knows the day or hour, the most famous things that most Christians say, and they get mad at other people. So you can't know. We're going to talk about this term, no man knows the day or hour. Because it doesn't mean what we think it means. It doesn't even mean close to what we think it means. Now, God gave Israel back in the day 7 holy days to keep. 7 holy days. 7 of them. 7 days. And one of those days is called the Feast of Trumpets. Now, I'm not going to go into detail about what it's all about and the description of it and all this stuff. All you need to know right now is that one of Israel's holy days to keep was called the Feast of Trumpets. Now, the holy days in Hebrew were called moeds. Moeds. Which means a divine appointments. We'll just put APP because it'll get real long. Divine appointments. He has 7 divine appointments that he gave Israel. He wanted them to keep certain days. And there are many reasons for all this, but that's not what we're talking about. I don't even have the time to get into that, and I'm probably not that good at explaining everything. This is the day that we need to know. Now, here is the part that all Christians need to listen to. When Jesus says to his people about his coming, whether it's the rapture or the second coming, either way, he said, no man knows the day or hour. I know we all think that means we have no idea, absolutely no idea when that is, right? Well, that's wrong. And look, I can't blame anybody for thinking that, because we have an English Bible, we haven't been taught Judaism and all of its customs and its terms. Its terms, okay. This term, no man know the day or the hour, in short, and I'll tell you how this works in a minute, is referring to the Feast of Trumpets. This divine appointment. That's what that is pointing to. Not kind of. Directly. Directly is pointing to the Feast of Trumpets. That's what that means. Now let me explain why or how that works. Okay? The Feast of Trumpets, when that happens, no man knew the day or the hour, because It was based off the sighting of the new moon. The moon, okay? There's the moon. Now, the sighting of the new moon, there was a 2 to 3 day period. 2 to 3 days where the moon was hidden. You couldn't see it. Hence a new moon, because there's going to be a new moon birthed. Okay. So you couldn't see the moon at all within these 2 to 3 days that came around. Okay. Based off of the sighting of the moon, the little piece of the moon that they saw, within these 2 to 3 days, that's when the Feast of Trumpets, the New Year, Rosh Hashanah, would happen. Based on these 2 to 3 days, though, they couldn't see the moon. And they didn't know exactly within these 2 to 3 days when that moon would show up. So, hence the saying, no man knew the day or hour that moon was going to show up within the 2 to 3 day period. No man knew the day or hour. And that's what Jesus was referring to when he told him no man knew the day or the hour. They would have known, oh my gosh, Jesus, it's the Feast of Trumpets. Now, I don't know if that's a rapture before the 7 years, or if that's after the 7 years is up, or if he uses them for both. He could use that for the rapture too in the both. Kind of sounds like Paul is talking about the Feast of Trumpets too. Either way, that's not my point. My point is that no man knew the day or the hour within the 2 to 3 days that the moon was not seen until it was seen. Hence, the Feast of Trumpets, the divine appointment, no man knew the day or the hour. Who would have thought that a saying like that actually meant what I just explained to you? None of us could have known. We can't. I mean, we're not trained in Judaism. We're not, but we have to realize that the Bible was written with the Jewish culture in mind. Jesus was a Jew. And it was all about Judaism. How could we know this as bacon-eating American Christians? We couldn't know it. The Feast of Trumpets. Well, I might as well throw this in. On the calendar, the Feast of Trumpets this year is September around 26th, 27th. That is why a lot of people believe that the rapture might be this month. Okay, because the Feast of Trumpets is coming up in a couple weeks. No man knows the day or the hour, whether it's the 26th or the 27th, but they know what it means. So, guys, that's what that is. Knowing this piece of information, sharing this piece of information with Christians, boy, I'll tell you, it raises your understanding and just your joy so much. Well, in my opinion. So, feel free to share the information. God bless all you guys. And look up.
We need to prepare for the Feast of Trumpets. I'm telling you, this is really, really huge. Are you ready to be amazed? Well, here we go. The start of the Feast of Trumpets, 25th through the 27th. I put up a video, and it had to do with Daniel 9, the ninth month. And how many verses are in Daniel 9? Not 26, not 28, 27. That is mind-blowing. The 25th to the 27th, 9:25. Even Daniel is telling us here, Daniel chapter 9, it is very, very, very huge what I'm fixing to show you. And please share this, get this out there, because I'm telling you, this is this is blowing me away. Now, therefore, to understand that from the going forth of the commandment to restore and to build Jerusalem unto the Messiah, the Prince, shall be 7 weeks. This is talking about what? The 70th week. The 7 weeks. 7 days, 7 months. 7 years, right? The 69th, and we're moving into the 7th week, which is the Great Tribulation, right? In 62 weeks, the street shall be built again, and the wall in troublous times. What do you think about that? Is that pretty wild or what? Daniel 9:25. So this is talking about the start of the 70th week, 9:25, on the start of the Feast of Trumpets. And what does Daniel 9:25 mean prophetically? If we read Daniel 9:25, prophecy, verse 25 talks about the restore and rebuild of Jerusalem. And what does it say right here? Cyrus? Who is Cyrus? Decrees. Who is Cyrus? This guy right here, his coin here on Cyrus, the Cyrus Trump coin. So there is that. Daniel 9:25. Here we go. I'll leave a link to all this so you can do an even deeper dive. Why is Daniel prophecies 9:25 through 27? And there's a Feast of Trumpets this year is 9:25 through 27. It will not be 9:25-27 for forever. So my question is about the 70 weeks mentioned in Daniel 9:25 through 27. Here we go again, right here. Daniel 9:25. Now therefore understand, take notice, and observe for the clear understanding of the 70 weeks, where this is talking about the 70 weeks of Daniel 9:25. This is mind-blowing. So the decree to rebuild Jerusalem was March 14th, 445. Jesus' triumphal entry was April 6th, 32 AD, is exactly 17,880 days exactly. He came in on the perfect day, and that is the 9:25. I'm telling you, this is really absolutely blowing my mind, and all points to this guy right here, Cyrus, the rebuilding of the third temple. What did the rabbis say to Netanyahu, to Trump? And what does the Antichrist do? He rebuilds the third temple. Why are they putting him on a coin? And why are they calling him Cyrus? Because he's going to be the one that rebuilds the third temple. So Daniel 9:25, 30-day warning to the start of the Daniel's 70th week, and that is the Great Tribulation, 69 weeks, and there's one left, that is 70th week. Are we in 5997, 5993? I'm telling you, no matter where we are at, we are coming to the end of everything. Because when they say that next year, that beef meat, from a cow is going to be $50 a pound, that tells you where exactly we are at. We're moving into a Soylent Green type of scenario. And this is, when was Soylent Green made? I saw it at the theater as a kid. I've said this before, 1972. When is that movie? The premise of the movie. When is the time frame of that movie? 2022. So they knew exactly. The enemy knows exactly what time it is. And I'm telling you, this Daniel 9:25 through 27, it is massive. Next year it will be a different date. It'll be a different date from now on. But this year, everything points perfectly to the start of Daniel's 70th week here in Daniel 9:25. Guys, what do you think about that? What do you think about that? This is really blowing me away, because this has to do with Daniel 9:25. When is the Feast of Trumpets? 25 to this 9:25 through 27. And what does it say here? 9:25 talked about Daniel's 70th week. And then remember, in the middle is the end of the Jubilee. The 26th is exactly in the middle.